Welcome to Podcast Combat Sports. I'm your host, Frank Palumbo from Plattsburgh, New York. This is your MMA and wrestling podcast for Northern New York and Vermont and the surrounding areas. On last week's show, I covered results from November 14th, including Kaged Kombat, and today's guest, TJ George, won his featherweight championship at Kaged Kombat on November 14th. I also shared my thoughts on the Rousey home fight and talked a little bit about the style versus style argument versus the athlete versus athlete argument. Now, I'm unsure whether they're going to rematch immediately, or if Ronda is going to take a break, or if Holm is going to face another opponent. But as of now, I got to go on record and say that I favor Rousey in the rematch. I think that she just has more ways to win. I think she clearly didn't perform as well as she normally does, partly because of Holly Holm. But I think if she makes adjustments on her end, it's going to be a different fight, and I think she has more ways to win. I think she'll be able to pull off the throws that she was unsuccessful with in this last fight. I'll do a little breakdown of UFC 194, which is coming up, but that, of course, is headlined by Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo for the unification of the featherweight championship. Also, which may be flying under the radar, is Chris Weidman versus Luke Rockhold, which should be a phenomenal fight and a very technical fight. But it's just a stacked card from top to bottom, and I'll do a little preview of that towards the end. But next I want to transition into the TJ George conversation that I had with him over the weekend. Now, TJ has been fighting for about 7 months. He has 7 fights, and he recently won his first championship belt with Kaged Kombat in the featherweight division. It was a rematch against Cody Dickershade, and he was able to finish the fight in the second round. So most of you may know TJ from the Extreme Combat Fighter page, or group I should say, where he came out and was basically asking for a fight with anyone from Northeast Assassins, and it was basically between Andre Belcarris and Ian Beatriz. So a match got set up between George and Belcarris. And TJ gets into the particulars of why that fight didn't happen when it was supposed to, which I believe was October in Plattsburgh, New York. However, the fight's been rescheduled for December 19th in Burlington at the Sheraton Hotel, and that is a stacked card from top to bottom as well. That's Extreme Combat, back in Burlington, December 19th. I'm also going to do a little breakdown of that fight card towards the end. But for now, I give you TJ George. Hey, TJ.
How's it going?
You get back from training today?
I took the day off after I grappled at XCP yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Now, I didn't see that you were grappling last night. Was that like a last-minute thing?
Yeah, our whole team stepped in last minute. Three of us.
Uh-huh. And that was you, Cody, and your heavyweight. I saw the post, but I can't recall the name.
Yeah, our 170-pounder, Travis Simpson.
Oh, okay. All right, so I was thinking of someone else. I think she was looking for a heavyweight. So yep. Travis jumped in, fought 170. Who did he fight?
He fought Guy Royale, who was 1-0.
Okay.
And
good.
He came out with a knockout in the third round. So,
oh, that's cool.
Cody grappled last minute as well. 2 people. He came out with 2 wins. Me as well, with 2 grappling matches and 2 wins. So we did pretty good, 5 wins, and didn't take a loss.
Were you guys in a tournament?
Yes.
And who'd you grapple?
I grappled David Weintraub and Kenny Lewis.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, Weintraub looks like he's pretty good on the ground. But is he the 125 champ?
He is the number one contender for the 125 belt. He is going against Jordan Champion in December.
So is 125 a vacant title right now?
Jordan Champion has it.
Oh, okay. All right, I should know that because my buddy fought him back in October. So,
yeah.
So you just got your own belt, last week? At Kaged Kombat?
Saturday.
Last Saturday. Kaged Kombat, and you fought Cody Dickershade?
Yeah.
And tell me how that fight went, because I saw that you won, but I didn't see how you won.
Came out in the first round, threw a couple punches, not really too much. Pressured him up against the cage. Scrambled for a little bit. I managed to get the takedown and work my game on top with a little bit of ground and pound. Didn't do too much damage to him, but wore him out pretty good. For the second period, I rode him out for the whole round. I came out with a hip toss in the second period, got him out, and he stuck his arm up, and I finished with an armbar.
Oh, cool. So, second round?
Second round.
Good, man. Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
And that was down at the City Center in Saratoga?
It was.
Yeah, that's a cool venue. I fought there once a couple years back, and the house was packed pretty good. How was the crowd there? How was the crowd on Saturday?
The crowd was huge. It was a good show. It was big crowd. They were all real into it, loud. It was nice.
Now, who's heading up Kaged Kombat right now?
Jay Inglison's running it.
Okay. Now, is he in association with Whitehall?
I'm not too sure. I don't believe so.
Is he using the Kaged Kombat cage, or are they using that orange one?
They're using the Kaged Kombat cage.
Yeah, man, that's a nice cage too.
Yeah, it's a lot bigger than the XCP cage and the WAC cage even as well.
Are those, what are they, both 28 feet? Approximately.
I don't. The XCP cage is actually relatively small. I'm not sure. The WAC is a little bigger, and the Kaged Kombat cage is just huge, man. It's big. Don't like the distance in it as much as I like the XCP cage.
Yeah, they're even talking about that in the UFC about using a smaller cage, just so the fighters are closer and there's more action. I think it definitely makes a difference for heavyweights.
Yeah, for sure. And then anyone, because just the amount of distance I can close with a takedown and stuff and get them up against the cage makes all the difference in the world.
So when was your what was your fight prior to Dickershade at Kaged Kombat?
I've only had fought for Kaged Kombat one time previously. It was my second fight at 155, and that was the only fight I actually lost so far.
Yeah, so, and that's up a weight?
Yeah, that was up a weight.
How many fights have you had this year so far?
I have had 7.
Oh, okay. So you just started fighting this year?
Yep.
Good. And
I'm about 7 months in.
Oh, man, that's awesome. You got a belt in your first year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I got a pretty good coach, so we work pretty hard.
And that's Cody?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are, I think, both slated to fight Andre in the near future. Is that correct?
Yep.
So you've got him in December?
Yes, sir.
So there's a lot going on with this matchup with Andre. I think another thread popped up yesterday, the day before on Facebook about it. How are you handling all this drama?
I kind of thrive off it. I like the attention. I like having the big hype fight that everybody wants to see. I mean, everybody's waiting for this to happen, and I'm just relaxing, soaking it up, letting the pressure build, and I like the intensity.
That's cool, man. Did you wrestle in high school?
Yeah, I did. I wrestled for a kind of lower grade wrestling team for a shittier school, really. But I did pretty good. I was more of a 50-50 wrestler, if anything, than a winning wrestler, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but there's still like that match preparation and that that competition experience I think carries over.
Oh, for sure. I mean, my wrestling game I build off for sure. I mean, I did it for 7 years, but it's just the best base for any for mixed martial arts in general, I mean.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best bases for it, just because the competitive opportunities, and it's built right into the high school. So as far as funding and everything, jiu-jitsu can get pretty expensive, and traveling for tournaments and competitions, even if it's like karate, that stuff can get expensive. But if you got that high school wrestling team, man, you got to take advantage of that.
For sure. I even competed in a Naga not too long ago.
Where was that one?
Over in New York. I forget exactly where. Was
that the Lake George in August?
Yeah, I think it was like kind of by Whitehall. Yeah, Lake George, that's where it was. You're right.
Okay, yeah, I was at that one. How'd you do?
Competed at the intermediate level, and I went 1-1. That was my first tournament ever. I was having a weird time, or a hard time understanding the rules and how they scored it and everything, because I was on top of my first and the second time controlling, but I didn't really understand how they were scoring points.
Yeah,
I figured it out after, obviously, but
yeah, there's a learning curve. As long as you got it on film, you should be able to, pick through it.
Yeah, I definitely worked out some kinks from it, and it helps a lot.
So you got two more grappling matches from last night.
Yep.
Still, now were they doing submission only last night?
They were doing scoring it by points, but I finished both matches.
Oh, good. How'd you finish those matches?
Me and Wayne Chubb had a real good match. We was back and forth. I think I was about 9 minutes and 40 seconds into the 10-minute round, and I was on top of him, and I looked over at Cody, and he said I was down 1, and I kind of freaked out a little bit, got a point for an arm triangle, and then he rolled over, got another point for a back, and ended up taking his back in a rear naked choke, and ended up finishing with a rear naked choke with 5 seconds left to go.
Wow. Cutting it close.
Cutting it real close.
That's cool.
He's a pretty good competitor.
And how about the Kenny Lewis bout? How'd that go?
Quick and easy. 15 seconds.
What'd you get him with?
Guillotine. He shot a takedown on me. I didn't think was very intelligent.
Yeah, when you said 15 seconds, I was going to guess guillotine.
Yeah, I don't know why he was shooting on a wrestler anyways.
Well, I think he's out there to get some ground experience, too.
For sure. He's in it for the learning.
How about we get back to the December 19th fight in Burlington? You got Andre Belcarris. Can you kind of walk me through how this whole thing started, and pretty much, did Kathy match you guys up, or did one of you approach the other one about getting matched up?
I was 2-1 when it all came about. I was asking John Dean, the promoter over at WAC, for a fight with Andre, and he pretty much told me that I wasn't on Andre's level yet, and I couldn't get a fight with him, basically. And then Kathy pretty much told me the same thing. So I went on the page, and I wanted either Andre or Ian. I didn't care really which at the time to take the fight, so I called out the NEA, and sure enough, Andre hit me up, and came up to coming around to fight him, and I got the offer for the Kaged Kombat title fight. So I kind of dropped out of that one, which people weren't too happy about, but whatever, I got a belt. And there's a lot of rumors about what happened and why I dropped and all the other stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, I can see the promoters being hesitant to match up. If you've got 3 fights and Andre's got over 20. Yeah, I could see that. So you really wanted the matchup.
I did.
Okay, so I think I did hear about the rumor. It had something to do with walking out to the cage first or second.
Yeah, I was bummed that I couldn't walk out second. I mean, but that wasn't stopping me from fighting to taking the fight originally.
Okay, so that was something you, not to put words in your mouth, but you maybe asked Kathy about, said, hey, maybe can I work out second?
Yes, I did ask Kathy.
Okay, and then the Kaged Kombat thing came up, and it eventually got rescheduled.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm ready.
Yeah, well, I'll say, if you got, 7 fights and you got a belt, it's a pretty good start off to an amateur career. What are your aspirations? You think about going pro?
My coach wants me to get 10 fights in. Well, one of my other coaches, not Cody himself, but another guy that I work with, for my Thai, wants me to get 10 fights in. So I really am setting my sights on knocking off Andre. I want to fight Ryan Donnelly, the Canadian, for the belt over at WAC at 135, or Kaged Kombat 135 belt and vacate my 45 belt. I'm not sure which yet, but and then I would also like to take on Reginbald and take the XCP gold as well, and then I'm on to the pros.
Yeah, that's a pretty good resume heading into a professional career.
I'm hoping to squeeze out 9-1. We'll see how it all works out.
Where is it that you're training at?
I do a lot of work at Iron Fist in MMA in New York, and I do a lot of other work at UFAI in South Burlington. But it's mostly me and Cody that train together, just us two, wherever we go.
Yeah, I used to try and recruit as many training partners as possible, and then when we got a lot, I almost missed the days when it was just 3 people training, because when I was one competing, I got a lot of attention. So, those small camps are good too.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for much better of a training partner. I mean, he's been in the game for a while and had a few fights and knocked off some pretty good guys. I mean, he beat Andre for the belt.
So, do you ever travel or try and get to any like seminars or clinics or anything?
Not really. I just kind of keep it local around here, really. Roll with whoever I can find that wants to roll. But like I said, it's just mostly me and Cody work together, watch videos, do our work by ourselves, basically.
What else is going on? Anything else?
I got my eyes set on my first pro fight, I'm pretty sure. I would like to take on Bruce Richards there. He'd be a good start for me to get me started undefeated.
Bruce is popular, man. That'll be a good fight, and I think everybody will want to see that, man. Bruce has a big following.
Yeah, he's a big talker too, so it'll be good. There's some hype behind it already.
Why, is he getting in on the conversation?
Oh, he likes to try.
What does he say?
After all his losses lately, it's hard for him to really say much to me.
Why? What has he said?
Basically just to tell me that I'm a lawn gnome and I run away from fights, but he's always trying to pick the fights with the amateurs as a pro fighter, and I'm ready for him when I come up to the pro level.
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that you're not afraid to step up and talk. It's something that I really never got into when I was competing, but it's definitely fun. It's kind of fun getting in on this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot more pressure on the matches, and it's a lot more hype. I mean, I love it. Getting everybody talking about me, everybody knows who I am. That's for sure. I mean, there's not one person that's not talking about me half the time.
Last time in Plattsburgh, there was I had Andre on the show, and we were talking about it. There was some speculation that you had gotten into some kind of altercation outside the building in Plattsburgh. Is there anything on that?
No, I got sucker punched a little bit. Sucker punched pretty hard in the mouth. not much happened of it. I mean, the cops showed up, all the other bullshit, but I'm past that.
Is that anything you're going to be looking to, I don't know, maybe get in the cage with someone in the near future?
Bishop wants to get in the cage with me at 55. I'd have to go up to weight class, and he's on a 6-loss streak. I've won my last 5. It just doesn't make sense for me on my way to going pro to fight him, really.
All right. So December, I want to make sure I got the date right. Is it December 19th?
It is.
All right. Because I'm coaching wrestling right now, and I know I have something on December 16th and December 19th, and those dates just keep flip-flopping in my head. So December 19th, Sheraton Hotel, Extreme Combat, Bad Blood. Anything you want to end with?
I think Andre's underestimating me a lot. I tried not to show much of what I can do. There's really no videos of my hands, which are extremely, extremely underrated. There's absolutely no footage on it. And you should be prepared to see some bombs. I'm coming for my first knockout.
All right, man, cool. So TJ George, a Kaged Kombat Featherweight champ. He steps in the cage in Burlington, December 19th against Andre Belcarris.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Thank you very much for the time. I'll probably have this out in the next couple of days, and I appreciate it.
All right, take it easy.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. All right. TJ George. Thanks a lot, brother, for coming on the program. What an interesting guy. Seems like he's got his ducks in a row. At least he knows exactly what it is that he wants to do. So, hey, you just got a preview for the next year in fights for that featherweight division. There's nothing better than when a fighter puts his division on notice. And I thought it was important to have him on. I spoke with Andre. I kind of perpetuated a rumor about TJ, which I guess it turned out to be true. But man, you just never know how someone's going to react. But he was cool about it. But he had no problem coming out and addressing the issue. So there you go, right from the horse's mouth. So I'm looking forward to watching him fight in December. He's currently on a 5-win fight streak and captured his first championship belt. And according to Facebook, that's only the second fight on the card. First is Cody Dickershade versus Trevor Patnode in the featherweight division. Then TJ drops to 135 to fight Andre. After that, Bruce Richards laces up the gloves for a Muay Thai bout against Fred Harris, followed by another Muay Thai bout, William Scott versus Ali Abdulzarek. Ali, I hope I got that right, but that's Prince Ali, the leg lock specialist that you saw battle in Plattsburgh. After that, we got a middleweight fight, Dustin Smeedy and Tom Bolduc. Then my buddy Zach Ayotte comes back after 2 years to take on Jay Batchelder. Zach's going to show his power. This kid's been working. And if you don't know this next guy, you guys got to get on the internet and Google him. Taylor Trahan out of Team Link in New Hampshire. Now he's ranked in the featherweight division in the Northeast. He's going to have a Muay Thai bout against Corey Bohal. Now Taylor is a wrestler, so we're going to get a chance to see him purely stand up. Next we got a catchweight, Jordan Hosler versus Pete Haskins. And if I'm correct, Pete's a former lightweight champ for XCP. Then to close out the night, we have 3 title fights. We got a middleweight Muay Thai bout, Derek Mounier. He's going for the title, still looking for an opponent, to be determined. Next, we got the flyweight championship bout, David Weintraub versus Jordan Champion. Champion's going to defend his belt. Then we move to lightweight. We got Corey Yance and Chris Rooney. You know, anytime Chris Rooney fights, it's going to be a good fight. So those are our 3 title bouts. Then the main event is Canadian Kevin Walker versus Chris Johnson out of St. Albans, and that's a professional bout. This will be Johnson's debut in the bantamweight division. Walker is out of Canada. So a little preview for that. Chris Johnson, he's also a bit of a leg lock guy too. Saw him compete at the Naga tournament in Glens Falls, and he looked in phenomenal shape. So that all comes our way, December 19th at the Sheraton Hotel in Burlington, Vermont. That is an absolutely stacked card. And if that is not enough, Kathy released that there's going to be another Muay Thai bout. This one's going to be between the women, Maria Kritkos and Mina Reyes. So I'm interested to see that one. You know, anytime the girls throw down, it's going to be a good fight. So before I end the show, wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Just want to give a quick shout out to Mike Ruetz and Johnny Adams. They were the main event this past weekend in Lyndonville. Ruetz takes the belt off of Johnny Adams in the middleweight division. So big shout out to you guys. Also a big thanks to Prototype 2 on SoundCloud for the music on the podcast every week. Thank you very much. Follow him. Follow Prototype 2. That's 2 with a Roman numeral. Prototype 2 on SoundCloud. Same place that you're downloading my show. Give Prototype a follow. Also follow PCSMMA on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Subscribe on SoundCloud and iTunes. Also, leave a comment or a review on the show. I'd love to hear it. So enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have a good weekend after that. Hopefully you're getting some rest time. Get back to training. And go out there and live your dream. Get in that cage, live your dream. Go out there and do everything it is that you guys are training to do. Everything you want to do, because the build-up lasts a long time. And the actual fight, 9 minutes tops, and it goes by quick. So get out there, get after it, and do these things that you want to do. So for us at Podcast Combat Sports, I'm Frank Palumbo, and I will see you next week. Ciao, Litatorio.